Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Now, something interesting was here in the data download. We've kind of reviewed all of the different things that happened in the data download, right? Of course, we have Super Easy Physical Goku Black. There's the new Quest Mode Bardock that's going to eventually be an LR, right? Like, we did cover all this JP data download video, all the missions, stuff like that. But there is one particular thing in here that's very interesting. A lot of these assets up here are like from Quest Mode and stuff like that. But then we get down to this. So they changed character ID for an existing card. Actually forgot to pull this guy up. Let's go ahead and pull him up. He is very old at this point. These three right here came out with 2nd anniversary STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and they've never gotten their EZAs. So if we take a look at it, this guy right there, back in the day, this guy generated so much power for Super Saiyan 4 Goku, it was absurd, right? Like Super Saiyan 4 Goku on Super STR next to this guy, you know, he was a knife through the game, just blitzing everything. I remember, I mean, at the time I was not playing JP, I was a global only player, like watching everyone post videos about it, talking about it with envy, right? Thank God the sync is coming soon. But this was a big-time character back then. Now, for years, people have wanted this guy's EZA. I think now would be a good time for him to EZA, just because a lot of times this year, most of these characters are pretty good. Like, we've gotten mostly very strong designs, good sub-EZAs, good EZAs, all these different types of things. So this guy's ID was changed. So what exactly happened right here? So he went from character ID 332 to ID 741. So it's still Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT to Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT. The difference is that he's got a tail on his sprite. It's, I mean, I would argue it's laughable that this is, okay, it's 8 years later. 8. It's 8 years. 8 years. After 8 years, basically, they're fixing his sprite and giving him a tail. Because, obviously, he's got a tail. He goes grade 8 mode. 8 years. 8 years. Think about that. Anyway. Them doing this is not like, oh, we just randomly did some shit. Like, that's not how it works. So, I made a tweet right here. Not that. Right here. So, it's not necessarily going to be right away. But this is it. I doubt this guy is going to be like, not this character specifically. So this guy will EZA, but like when you see something like that, it's more so that I think we're going to be getting a new Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT. I would assume that it would be maybe like a Dokkan Fest and he would transform into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That is kind of what I would get from that. I don't think that they would drop this guy, or, you know, just a Super Saiyan 3 Goku GT, just as, like, his own Dokkan Fest. I just don't really see them doing that. So, I'm going to assume that it's a Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 4. Now, we did just recently get an LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the fight against Baby. Obviously, this happens only in the fight against Baby. But this guy, I mean, the fight against Baby is very good, and it lasts for a long time. Really, the two most iconic things, in my opinion, that Super Saiyan 4 Goku does aren't in this card. And that's his initial transformation into Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Looking up at the Earth and all that. And then there's also him doing the 10 times Kamehameha in front of Earth. Like that, like, I like, when we got, okay, Dokkan Fest LR is coming, it's Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I would have bet $1 million that would have been his active skill. Him doing the 10 times Kamehameha in front of Earth, like animation. So, I mean, they easily, right, could just drop another Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Here's the thing about GT Super Saiyan 4 characters, too. The amount of power they are generating from their link set. Look at this. Super Saiyan, 15% attack. GT, 2 key, 10% attack and defense. Saiyan War, 25% attack, 10 defense. Fierce Battle, 20% attack. Prepare for Battle, 5% attack and defense. Shocking Speed's given defense. Like, when you have a character like this guy, and he's getting 5 links activated, 6 links activated, like, he does feel like a different character. Now, this guy's designed pretty horribly. The major thing, it's twofold. He has to get hit 5 times, which is tough. But he needs to be in slot 1, too, which is really bad. That's what kills this guy. So, I mean, I don't know what maybe like a new Super Saiyan 4 Goku could be like. I don't really want to comment on that, or can't really comment on that. Could it fix this guy? Could it help this guy? Maybe. But, like, this guy is not within the top 10 LRs in the game. He's not within the top 20 LRs in the game either. It's just, he is such a risk to sit in slot 1 to take hits. It's just, in most of these fights, it's just not even worth it to even consider him an option. He carries ridiculous risk. He is a character who is bad like this, like Super Trunks, like EGL, Blue Goku, and Vegeta. And then, once you swap into Oob is really quite good. And then, of course, full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his first turn, is also quite good. Same thing with Transform Super Trunks is good. Transform Blue Vegito is good. But they have quirky conditions and terrible base forms, is what all of them share. Now, if we get a major celebration, I look at this and just my gut. Now, I don't count my W's and L's, really, but I feel like I've got a pretty good track record of kind of like, sniffing some of this stuff out. But again, I don't keep a heavy, long list of my W's because my L list is very long as well. So it's like, well, we'll just let it go and, whatever. I feel like this is going to be worldwide. That's what it feels like to me. Now, this could be very good because I do think we could get, Carnival LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then for our Dokkan Fest LR, Baby. Bam. Baby is one of the most deserving characters for a Dokkan Fest. I think it would work. I don't know what part 2 would be. We already have LR Omega Shenron as well. LR Omega Shenron is not dead. This guy is way better than LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Like, if they're kind of like head up to head up. But, Omega, this is just, like, it's a joke. Like what I'm saying is, Omega, I could still actually be saved. But do we think he's going to be saved? Like, imagine they both have perfect teams of, like, strong characters. Omega's better than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, just flat out. He's better. But it's just, do you understand? We got the team pulled up, right? Like, there's nothing here. Now, Super Easy A's could save both. By the way, I have GT Hero pulled up as well. Look how little they actually have done GT. There's so much they could do. And, of course, Easy A's and Super Easy A's could make this. We could have a monster worldwide download celebration. Look at these 3. Not Easy 8 yet. We looked at some of the pans and this guy, like a bunch of these sub Easy A's we could get. Remember, there's now Super Easy A's. What if these 2 were Super Easy A's, right? What if, GT Bosses, the problem for GT Bosses is if we're going to look at a Super Easy A that would actually help Omega, until they do a Super Easy A for a non-Dokkan Fest exclusive, non-LR, I'm going to assume that they're not going to do it. Because they said Super Easy A's for Dokkan Fest exclusive characters and LR characters. So I do think maybe like LR STR Vegito Blue, the free-to-play character, he could probably get a Super Easy A. But do I think like just like banner units and like free-to-play TURs and stuff like that are getting Super Easy A's? Probably not. It'll probably just be for what they said. Dokkan Fest exclusives and LRs. And it's like, really, it's just Super 17. Because if this guy gets a Super Easy A, he can't link with Omega, right? Like, that doesn't really help too much. To be fair, this guy never Easy A'd. This guy never Easy A'd. Like, they could do a big GT celebration. Super Easy A is just such a clutch thing that they've done. And especially we look at how good some of these Super Easy A's have been. It's like, that's how they could really keep teams relevant. And also, kind of create some good stuff. So I could easily see worldwide download celebration. Part 1, Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 4. and a baby, I think would be awesome. I don't know about part 2. I mean, maybe they could just go in a different direction. I mean, would they do another Super 17? I guess they could. I guess, I mean, maybe they could do some sort of like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, or maybe Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Because this guy, I guess we sort of have the LR version of him with this guy right here, kinda. But remember, this guy does the Dragon Fist. Like that in good animations, I think would be a very exciting LR for people, right? I mean, just like a start of turn 1, super full power Saiyan 4 Goku, I think would go over very well with the Dragon Fist. And then we could have a transforming Sin Shenron into Omega. I feel like it's pretty close, and maybe some people would go like, oh my god, but like, we just had LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, we just had LR Omega Shenron, but like, I mean, we'll see with this guy what like new GT Hero team would look like. But Omega could be saved. Like, he is legit with his mechanics. Revive and all the debuffing and the rainbow orb changing and stuff like that. Like, he could be an actual asset. Unlike this guy who they want you to just trot his ass out in slot 1, otherwise he's a loser. This guy could just do whatever, and he's a revive. Like, I could potentially see this guy being very good. But I don't know that I have the biggest faith in this guy. So, let me know what you guys think, but I do think that a major GT celebration is on the horizon. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, just because they did this too, as we've seen this as far as a year in advance, we looked it up after LR Ribrian came out, which was in October of 2023. And Giant Ribrian's sprite and stuff like that was updated. It was back when the Metal Cooler Core boss fight came out. So they updated Giant Ribrian's sprite and some of her assets and stuff like that. Like, literally, it was September of 2022 in preparation for an LR that came out in October of 2023. And remember, they did just release this as well, which did kind of back it up. Let me pause and pull it up. I'm going to pull up, hold on. This right here. Actually, here, let me open it in a new tab. How long does it take for an LR character to be created? Could take about 8 months. So, that's the thing. Perhaps this LR Goku, or, I mean, even if it is an LR, whatever it is, it might be a ways away. Because we've seen various little things, you know, future Android 17 and 18, they accidentally kind of put, like, the sticker, whatever, in the data. I think it was a global data download. It was, like, a good 4 months before they came out, right? Like, we've seen this before, that they've done this. It's just we don't know exactly when this Goku's going to come out, but we can expect that this is going to be a new Goku coming. So let me know what you guys think about a possible major GT celebration coming up. And we'll see how it impacts these two LRs, which kind of, I mean, this guy was dominant for about a month, and he was very good against the Omega fight that came out. But then, I mean, the Dismal Future Red Zone almost wiped his ass away. And Omega was just never, like, this is the most unserious release they've ever done, basically. Ridiculous. We'll see what it's going to look like. GT Celebration, supposedly coming soon.